Hello there, welcome back to the Everyday Patch with me, Jess. So today I have been soaking my tomatoes in this bucket with about an inch of water. Just makes it a little bit easier to get them out of the pots. As you can see, this one's got its roots coming up the bottom. Just going to gently lift them out and put that to one side. Now I have got a pot ready for each of these. I've got my little bucket next to me, sat on my chair, little pot and bench. So we're going to repot these up into these so they are a lot bigger. It just gives them that room to grow a bit more. We're going to take these ends off, pop it in and bury that stem a bit deeper because it will grow some more roots. So I will start to crack on with that. I'm going to do this one first. So in this bucket at the side of me is just used soil. So it's not really got any good stuff in it. It's just from old pots and things like that. When I repot things, put them in there, or when I'm changing beds over, I'll empty a bit of the old stuff and put a bit of fresh in. So that's just the old stuff. And then, so I'll put about 2 or 3 scoops in there at the bottom of the old stuff, and this is fresh compost. Now I just get this from Aldi. It's nothing special. I haven't got the money to be going and spending on expensive brands. Compost is compost in this house. I'm actually waiting for my own compost to dry out, so I can use that I've made in the composter. And what I've done there with my trowel is just made a bit of an opening. I'm going to use the pot itself to just make sure there's space for it in there, and then take this tag out because we're going to need that to identify the plant later. And we're going to pinch these bottom leaves off. They're just the seedling leaves, and then we're going to pot it up to about here, and this stem where these little white hairs are will grow fresh roots. And then when we come to pot it on again, before it goes outside at the front, we will put it into a trough and it'll get buried a little bit deeper again. I'm just going to put one more scoop of compost at the top there. Just slightly push it down, it doesn't need too much. And that's our first tomato plant potted up. So I'm going to do the exact same with the other two, and then I will put them on the front window because there's a bit more space, a bit more sun on the front window for them there. What I do with all of my seedlings is from the very day I plant them in the little seed pods, I will, if it's a nice day, bring them out. So I start hardening them off from the very moment they pop up. Because if it's a nice day and it's warm enough and there's a bit of sun in the back, then I'll bring them out. And then, like I say, I'll take them back around the front ready for the afternoon so they can get the most amount of sun they can. So I've just done the same again there. A little bit of old soil at the bottom. Big scoop. Nice bit of compost. Make a bit of a hole. Check we can fit it in. And then this one hasn't got any seedling leaves on. I've either already knocked them off or they came off when in transport, but either way. So I'm just going to lightly grab that stem. I'm not whacking it about, just lightly. Pop it in. And then scoop it. Just want to break up any of them big bits because your tomato isn't going to thank you for them. Put it down. stem in a bit more. It just helps to give it that bit more stability as it grows. But again, you want to leave space between your next leaf. Really, you could probably take that off. It's not looking so nice anyway, is it? I might do actually. I'm just going to pinch that one off. Won't do it any harm. It'll probably grow a new one anyway. But like I say, once it grows a bit more, I'll probably rebury it again. So about here, I'm going to put it in the trough for the front. So stick that one in. So that's the gardener's one. So we know which one we want. The hard bit is trying to find a place to put them so the dog doesn't knock them over while I'm doing the next one. Or myself, because it's likely that I will just stand up and knock something over. And then as we do here, get these bits off the table. Bits of soil. And now I don't wear gardening gloves, I just wash my hands. Just shout at me what you want, I'm not bothered. Again, you want to scoop this over that. I'm just going to break that. Looks a bit of a clump there. I find doing it that way, using a little bit of my old soil, just helps to use it up a bit and rejuvenates it with a little bit of compost and stuff. And then, like I say, at the end of the season, when I take the tomatoes out of that trough, that mud will go back in there anyway, so it all just does a nice big circle. Squish it down again. And then I'm just going to pinch those off. Come out so much easier when you let them soak for a little bit in the water before you do so. So I had them in this bucket about 15 minutes with about 1 inch of water just to help. Gives them a good drink before you transplant them, so you're not having to water straight onto it. But yeah, so that's today. That's the only job. Well, actually, I'll show you in a minute. I did get one of my hanging baskets up. There we go. And then we'll leave that for another couple of weeks in the front window because, like I say, moving from the back to the front each day is if it's nice enough for them in the back. But yeah, that's me. 1, 2, 3. My seedlings outside. Yeah, oh, I'll show you my hanging basket as well that I put up. So I moved it on there to there as promised. So it's looking okay. Just before I head in for the day, I wanted to just quickly show you my new seed box that I got. It's not actually classed as a seed box. It was down as a photo picture box. But as you can see, it's made it so much easier to separate all those seedlings and easily just pick out exactly what I need or know what I'm running low on when the boxes are getting empty. So that was a find on Amazon, I think I got it from. Yeah, so it was down as a photo box, like I say, not a seedling box, but a great little find that. So that's it for me today. Next week we'll be going and looking at the seedlings, where they're at and where they're going to go. Prepping those areas. Yeah, so join me next week. See you then. Bye.